I believe all of you can see my screen. So note the spelling of the word excusitis. It appears to be like a disease kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So the question that we will be discovering, or we will be focusing on today, or rather we will be analyzing today, is, am I a victim of excusitis? So before we answer this question, let us figure out what excusitis is all about. Okay, what it is all about. So here we go. What I have done is, this presentation I have designed based on some information which I picked up from chapter 7, which we are currently reading in this group every Sunday in the morning. We read one chapter of this book, and this thing I picked up from chapter 7, a big chunk of it, and then I added my own ideas, own experience also. So this is the book I am referring to for this particular training. Okay, so I will deliver it in a training mode because we have time. So let us figure out what is the difference between reason and excuse. Okay, so I would like some of you at least to say, आपको क्या लगता है reason क्या हो सकता है, excuse क्या हो सकता है? At least 5 of you. Can 5 of you just come up and say? Yeah.
We keep on avoiding the hard things.
Okay, that's a very good one. Reason versus excuse.
Can you please repeat the question once again, sir? Reason and excuses. So what is the question?
What is the difference between reason and excuse? Are they same or are they different? If they're different, then what is the difference? Or if they're same, why do you think they're same?
Excuse is when we try to hide, to cover up our mistakes or guilt. And reason is something very valid and very solid. And that's it. A small definition for me.
Good. Yeah. Milind, you want to say?
Reason is, there is a truth inside it. It stays there for a long time. Excuses, it keeps on changing. It's depend on time. Sometimes it just vanishes. So there is no truth inside it. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Anybody else?
Another
would like
one, reasons can be physical. Excuses are mental.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Sunita.
Reasons.
So, as per me, reason is something that is beyond your control. So, there could be circumstances which are beyond your control, which can be a reason for you not achieving something. Excuses are something that are in your control, and still, the action is in your control, and still you don't proceed with it. So, from my perspective.
Good word. Beautiful. Yes. Manisha.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. Actually, my son won't be listening to you, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Sir, reason is a thing that has actually happened. For example, if someone has some extreme amount of pain.
We can't hear you. What's your name, by the way? We can't hear you. There is some audio challenges, Manisha, at your end.
Sir, my name is Garv Agarwal.
Okay, Garv. Wow. Garv का नाम बाकी गर्व है, क्या बढ़िया है. I'm really feeling proud that you are in my session and you are the youngest one, though all of us are 6-year-old. We are all 6 year young with X years of experience. That's it. Yes.
Sir,
so
excuse is a reason. It is also a type of only, but it is said when someone has done something wrong or forgot to do something, and he has to say something to cover it. For example, in schools, many children say that they forgot their homework at home, but in reality, they forgot to do their homework only.
Very good one. Oh my God, it reminded me my childhood also. Absolutely, I have done it many times. Wow, solid example. Yeah, Vasu. Okay, yeah, Manish.
Reason is something that you are optimistic and you are confident about it, but due to some temporary or some factor that you are not able to pursue further. But excuse is something you are not serious and you just want to avoid it. And like you are not enough motivated to do it. You just want to just avoid it.
Okay, that's a good one. Beautiful. Yeah, Arvind.
Yeah, Pinaki. My thought, reason is a fact and excuse is a fiction. Reason comes before the excuse. Excuse comes when you are disabled, not able to.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Yeah, Arvind.
Yes, I think reason is a kind of fact, but excuse is some kind of inner resistance, which comes in the form of words only.
Okay, Sakina.
अगर आप कुछ करना चाहते हो तो आप उसके पीछे कोई भी रीजन ढूंढ लोगे अगर आप कुछ नहीं करना चाहते तो फिर आप कोई भी एक्सक्यूज बना लेते हो
बहाना.
यस
हिंदी में उसको बहाना बोलते हैं ना, लेकिन प्यार करने के लिए भी तो लोग बहाना बनाते हैं. उसको आप रीजन बोलोगे या बहाना बोलोगे?
बहाना.
तो एक्सक्यूज का हिंदी हमेशा बहाना नहीं हो सकता. Good one, good one, good one. It's all in the words that we explain. Yeah, Ramesh, you raised your hand.
Yeah, I would say reason is a fact. It is a factual thing, but an excuse is an interpretation, and normally a negative interpretation which stops you from doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. So we got all the correct answers because according to you, this is the correct answer. According to you, this is what the meaning of excuse or reason is in your life. Okay. So let's come back. So a reason is a proper justification or explanation for a particular action or belief. It's typically based on facts, logic, evidence, a valid proof, or an acceptable cause and effect scenario. And here's an example. I'm late because I got stuck in traffic due to rain. So both the rain and the traffic are valid reasons for being late. An excuse, on the other hand, is a justification that is often used to avoid taking responsibility or to conceal the real reason behind an action, as Garb was talking about, है ना? हमने homework नहीं किया और teacher को बोल रहे हैं कि हमने we left the homework notebook at home, है ना? So it's a justification that is often used to avoid taking responsibility or to conceal the real reason behind an action. It may be fabricated or based on a weak or invalid argument. Example, I am late because my maid didn't turn up today. So this is likely an excuse to avoid taking responsibility or admitting negligence. Yeah. Now, I love this phrase, I am late, because many of you couldn't be in the session at 8 o'clock, though all of you were aware that the session will start at 8 o'clock. So some of you have real reasons for not being there at 8 o'clock. Some of you have excuses for not being there at 8 o'clock. You better ask yourself, which one is that? Okay. A reason is a genuine explanation.
Last one is applicable to those who are not in the room.
Yeah, so a reason is a genuine explanation. An excuse is always and only a cover-up. You remember this. A reason is a genuine explanation, and an excuse is always and only a cover-up. So the question is, are you in love with your excuses? So let us see.
Yes.
Yeah, so let us
Yes.
see. No, so let us see how can you justify that you
Yes.
are in love with your excuses. So let us see.
Yeah.
Why aren't you already at your goal? Your favorite excuses will jump out at. You will immediately think of all the reasons you use for achieving less than you really want. Okay. Next question. Why isn't your income already twice as high? The real reason is probably because your ability to get results that people will pay you for is not high enough. Why aren't you already at your ideal weight? It is almost always because you eat too much and exercise too little. Many people make up such elaborate excuses to justify and explain why they have not achieved the things they really want in life. Whenever they hide behind an excuse, they shut down their problem-solving capabilities. They engage themselves in an emotional disease called learned helplessness. Ask yourself, are you also one of them? In those areas, the dreams that you want to fulfill, but you haven't taken even the first step towards it? If your answer is a yes, then you are definitely in love with your excuses. किसी भी हालत में आप ना उसको छोड़ने दे रहे हो ना वो आपको छोड़ रहा है. So let us look at now that are your excuses valid? जो भी excuse आप दे रहे हो, you can even think of this answer to this question, that why you are not at 8 o'clock in this session today, though you are aware of it that it will start at 8 o'clock. So whatever reason you are coming up with, ask yourself whether it is valid or not. So how do you identify it? How will you check? How will you test that your excuse is valid or not? This is the first question you can ask. Is there anyone who has the same problems and difficulties that I have and yet achieving their goals nonetheless? Attending this session at 8 o'clock, you can ask, is there anybody who has the same problems that you have, the same difficulties that you have, and yet they manage to be here at 8 o'clock dot nonetheless, no matter what, whatever it takes. Second question, is there anyone in my field who is earning twice as much me despite having same opportunities in life? So if it is associated with your earning, even if you're a life coach or even if you're in a coaching business, is there anyone in your field who is earning twice as much as you despite having same opportunities in life? दोनों के लिए opportunity same है. Is there anyone who is younger than me, who may have less education or experience and yet doing far better than me? Ask these questions. And if your answer is yes, then your excuse has no foundation. Whatever excuse you are coming up with, it has no foundation. By the way, these are not my words. These are all words of Brian Tracy. And I picked it up from chapter 7 of the book, Master Your Time, Master Your Life. So now you can tell yourself, after answering these questions, if your answer to all these three questions are yes, then you are inevitably a victim of excusitis. There is no doubt about it. If you even have an iota of doubt, a speck of doubt, just stop that doubt. Put that doubt aside and accept that in those areas, wherever you are not active, in those areas, that the dreams that you have, but you are unable to fulfill them yet, or you have even failed to take the first step towards it, you are inevitably a victim of excusitis in those areas. However, we have some good news also. How to unlock your full potential to achieve those dreams. Step one is there is no cure. So if you are a victim of excusitis, there is no cure. The only option is you must avoid this fatal disease of excusitis. This is an inflammation of the excuse making gland. I don't know where does it exist. It is somewhere. Most likely inside your mind, which is invariably fatal to your success. Okay.
Sir, I can see where it is.
I don't know. Probably it is
Sir,
somewhere inside your brain.
Sir, it is already it is in our brain, but we always make it expand by making more and more excuses.
Yeah,
At the
because
starting,
that
it's only a small bit, from my opinion.
absolutely,
But
absolutely,
as soon as we start making excuses, it starts growing up.
absolutely, Garv, absolutely. And I'm so proud of you that you could identify these simple things at such a small age. Wow, such a young age. So these two statements are extremely important before we move ahead with how to unlock your full potential or my full potential. First thing is there is no cure. You must avoid this fatal disease of excusitis. And the second thing is this is an inflammation of the excuse making gland, which is invariably fatal to your success. Okay, once we achieve these two things, once we are absolutely clear about these two things, the next step is begin by assuming that for every challenge, there is an answer or a solution just waiting for you to be discovered soon. You stay with this sentence. You actually read this sentence out to yourself. That begin by assuming that for every challenge, there is an answer or a solution just waiting for me to be discovered soon. And your absolute confidence that there is a solution and that you can find it makes you positive, confident, and more likely to challenge your challenges. Okay, the last three words are mine. बाकी सारा मैंने ब्रायन ट्रेसी से दिया, ठीक है? थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर किया, लेकिन last three words are mine. So the most important activity that you need to start with is challenge your challenges. Discover the challenges that you have. And these challenges are all created by you only. Nobody else did it. It's you who created those challenges. So the first thing that you need to say is, you reframe your excuses with the word challenge. I am facing this challenge, that's okay. But don't make it an excuse. Excuse makes you weak. Challenge makes you strong. And this is the last slide of this presentation. I want each one of you to read it with full attention, full care, and ask yourself whatever intention you came with to attend this session. Is it any way aligned with this last slide?
Could you come again, please? The last one. You said we came here. The reason we came here, is it in any way aligned with the last line? Is it?
Yes, yes. So you came to attend this session with that intention. So
it is
is
aligned
your
with the last
intention getting fulfilled by any way from this slide?
Yes, it certainly is.
Yeah, now when you are saying yes, be prepared for another question. The question is, how do you see that connection? What do you see for yourself with this new awareness?
I see a rather uncomfortable first step where I break free from this excusitis. But I also see a glimmer of a fantastic possibility, which at the moment seems almost too good to be true, or kind of scary even. But I'm willing to take that step.
All right. So what's scary about it?
It just seems too big and too good to be true at the moment.
All right. Good, good, good. By the way, FEAR stands for false evidences appearing real. And most of these excuses are outcome of those FEAR. False evidence appearing real.
And also how to get there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ramesh, for sharing. Who else would like to share? I will connect it to something very interesting with NLP because we have some little time and that will absolutely blow your mind. I promise you. But before we get there, I want to get an answer.
Yes, Pinaki, these last lines are a bulb-on moment actually. Every challenge has an absolute solution. That is the confidence you're giving it now, and I'm taking with me also this confidence. And challenge the challenge, so positive way. Challenging the challenges. Yes, thank you so much.
Wow, wow. Who else? A few more.
Hi, Pinaki. Akanksha here. So
Hi,
I
Akanksha.
see it. I see it as the. So when I joined, right, I joined late, and I saw the slide that why are you late? It's an excuse or reason.
Good one.
And that is where I said that it seems like this slide is for me. Okay. So first of all, with these strong wordings, what you have presented, I will always want to evaluate, or it will automatically get me into the thinking mode whether what I'm saying or presenting, is it an excuse or reason? That is the first learning or aha moment. And second thing is what I see it, the last point is quite related to what you believe in, you get, right? I mean, it's more related. I mean, how I see it is like more related to the law of attraction. You know, what you believe in, you are opening yourself for getting it from the universe.
Good. Say I.
Okay.
Say what I believe in, I am opening myself. Say that way.
Yes. Whatever I'm actually thinking, I'm opening myself to receive it. Right.
Super.
And that is what it says. You are absolute confident that there is a solution and that you can find it, makes you positive and confident. And it is actually sending a signal to universe that you are open to receive it. That's how I see it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Kya baat hai? Who else?
Thank you.
Who else? Who else? Who else? See, either you come up on your own or I will call your names. Do not apply any excuse to come up. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, yes, I do. I never realized it or accepted it, but during the last few months, I have come to know and understand that challenges are there for me to make a solution or find a solution myself. I really don't have to bank on others or rely on others or expect them to find solutions for me. You know, each one for himself or herself. So I do know, and but putting it to practice and having it as a muscle memory is kind of a challenge, you know, that I'm still trying to conquer. So that's where I am.
Wow. Yeah, who else? Yeah, Milind. Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, Pinaki ji. My take, as I said, the intention for this particular session today, it fulfilled that extension by giving clear-cut meaning to the word excuses. As I already, before starting, I mentioned this, I love my excuses, because the success or whatever the goal I achieve, it doesn't mean that I haven't achieved a success in my life. There is a lot of the such thing, but then why not now? And answer to that question is in that very last line. That means, yes, I need to take the next step or next goals as a challenge and focus on the very first statement. That is that whatever I'm trying to achieve as a challenge, then I to build that particular positivity and confidence within me. The way I did in past, I just need to repeat the same step. That means the formula is with me, but I stuck with the excuses, which I already said that I love those excuses. So I need to remove that. So I got the very clear definition of it. Otherwise, normally if someone asks, it just pass that excuse, that's it, done. It is a shortcut. But who else, who at the end it is harming? It's harming my success. So yeah, thanks for bringing that clarity. It's very clear from this session. Yeah, it's short, but it's very sweet and very to the point. Thanks, Pinaki ji. Thank you.
Super. So we'll take a break and then I'll come back to Gaurav and Manisha. What we'll do, we'll take a snapshot of the screen, or rather screenshot of our presence in the session right now. And I believe all of you know how we take screenshots. Step one, we look at the camera, we switch on the camera. Step one, so switch on the camera. Step two, look at the screen. Screen में देखो आप कैसे दिख रही हो. Because when we will capture it, you will capture it exactly the same way. So switch on the camera, then look at the screen, how you look like. And the third thing would be to look at the camera after that. And then we will count 1, 2, 3 together and we'll freeze at 3 for a few seconds. That is the moment I will take the screenshot. Okay. So step one, everybody switch on the camera. Step one, everybody switch on the camera. Step two, look at your screen. See how you are looking. If you want to make any changes, you can make changes. If you want to change your hairstyle, etc. कर सकते हो. Next specs को ठीक करना तो कर सकते हो. Whatever. Step three. Now look at the camera. And step four will be, I will be saying 1, 2, 3. You will say 1, 2, 3 with me together. And we'll freeze at 3. So here we go. Look at the camera. Be on the camera only. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. अरे वाह, लग रहा है सब लोग बहुत excited हैं आज के सेशन से. Everybody is happy that all their barriers of excusitis have gone away.
There is a complete chapter, Cure Your Excusitis, in The Magic of Thinking Big. 25 pages chapter. You can read.
Good. Okay, so let us come back. So who was supposed to share? Manisha and Gaurav. Yeah, Gaurav.
Okay, so Pinaki, for me, after going through all this, I can reflect in the manner that unlocking potential means sometimes ignorance cost is very high. So I can see in my career, I was working almost 15, 16 hours, being very alcoholic till 21. And I was thinking that my work will be shown by the leaders in the company. So my visibility, I was not working myself, and responsibility not taken that way. But I changed the pattern of working, my visibility and all. So once we take the charge and we start thinking, like in energy meter, we always say guilt and shame are the last one, which we should not have. Removing that, burning your limiting beliefs, these things help. And 18 months I shared with you, 18 months I got 3 promotion in my company and become a country head in 18 months from the manager, and not yet done. So when you understand that you can reach to any, you have potential, universe is there, you ask, that will say tathastu. So just go and serve purpose and grow together. Yeah, that helps.
Wow, this is so straightforward and simple. Awesome. Awesome, Gaurav. Yeah, Manisha. Manisha, you there? You raised your hand. All right. Anybody else? Yeah, Ramesh.
Yeah, Pinaki ji, I must share with you all that in my abundance program today, I had put an affirmation that I want to do something today to find my swadharma, my natural calling, which will support me in financial abundance and career growth. And I'd actually called up Milan ji at 8 o'clock. Since I remembered he had mentioned that he had spoken to you. So I wanted to ask him who you were. I've forgotten your name. And only now I remembered that it was actually you I wanted to speak to. And I called up Milan ji just after 8 o'clock to ask him how I can get your contact and when I can talk to you. So it is quite amazing that I'm here.
Yeah. So I always put my name and my mobile number whenever I'm in a session. That's how I do my publicity.
Wonderful.
Yeah, fantastic. Good, good, good. So now I'm going to share something very interesting. This is associated with NLP. And since we have little more time, let me share this concept with you. You listen to this very carefully. See, in NLP, we have something called Milton model language patterns. And what Milton model language patterns is all about hypnotic language patterns, hypnosis. So Dr. Milton Erickson, he used certain ways to heal his patients. ज़्यादातर वो सब बातों से ही करते थे. So patient used to come to him with all kind of health challenges, and when they used to sit together, he used to talk to them in a certain way. उसका result ये होता, नतीजा ये होता था. Eventually they used to get cured. Many of the times they even forget what they came with. Like that's why I asked you, what was your intention to attend this session today? What he used to do, he used to identify your intentions. Aapka intention kya hai? What is your intention behind what thoughts you are thinking at that point of time? So he used certain way of talking to people. The funny part is even he was not aware of it. So what happened? Richard Bandler and John Grinder, they are the fathers of neuro-linguistic programming. So they started studying him. They started studying what he does, how he does, the way he speaks, and what makes all the difference. So by the time they were studying Dr. Milton, they already came up with this concept of meta model violations. So meta model says that it is the communication model of our mind. So how our mind communicates. So whatever happens, it uses a filter, and the filter is known as DDG filter, deletion, distortion, and generalization filter. And there are 11 ways that we apply to collect any information which is coming to us. Okay, so deletion, like we are deleting many information which is not important for us. Like for example, all of us sitting in this session, even if you're sitting with a laptop, you may be only looking at my picture. Okay, some of may be looking at the screen, but you really do not know screen mein kiska kaun kahan pe hai. There are other things happening around you. Maybe there's a light, there's a cup around you, there's a keyboard, and all the keys on your keyboard are also laid out in a perfect way, but you are not collecting those information. You're deleting them right away because they are not important for you. And you know how much of information we delete? We collect almost 2 million bytes of data points every second, and we pick up only 6 to 8 of them per second, and we delete rest of it. We discard. So that is a deletion part. Then comes the distortion part. Distortion part is whatever meaning you and I make out of the information that we collect. The data points that we are collecting, we connect it with some meaning, some information which is already stored in our mind. Uske sath hum usko compare karte hain. That comparison is called distortion, because whatever is actually happening may not be the same what you are interpreting about it. So whatever your interpretation, you are basically distorting the fact. Many of the times you and I distort those facts. That is X because of Y or X equal to Y. And then comes a generalization. What we do in generalization, we use the words never, ever, always, to explain anything, to understand anything. You know, like it's like you can say that whenever it rains, there is always traffic on this road. Now, it is not that there is always traffic. It may be always traffic at that point, at that time. If it is at midnight, even if it rains, there is no traffic. You know, but we generalize it. So that's how we generalize. So these three things are part of the meta model violations. So what they did, they discovered that we, like you and I, are using many hypnotic language patterns throughout the day. In fact, most of our language patterns are hypnotic in nature. For example, many a times you say, yes, I know. I know that you are paying attention to this session right now. I know that you are paying attention to whatever I say. I know some people will be always there in this session whenever I am the speaker. Okay. So this is like when I'm saying I know, you do not question me that how do I know? So what I'm doing when I'm using these language patterns, I'm basically going past your meta model violations. Like मैं आपको वो deletion, distortion, generalization इनमें से तीनों का किसी भी चीज का मैं आपको अप्लाई करने का मौका ही नहीं दे रहा. मैं आपको जो बोल रहा हूँ आप वही सुन रहे हो. That is what Milton model language pattern is all about. And we use it throughout the day. Many of us, we use it many times throughout the day. We don't even notice. We said this banda is like this. There is something called complex equivalence. What is complex equivalence? It is like, say like when you close your eyes, you will automatically feel that you are at a calm state. But these two things are totally unrelated. But you are connecting. The moment you said this thing, even if you are not calm, you are getting into that calm state. So when you go for a guided meditation, your meditator will tell you, your guide will tell you that close your eyes and sit straight. So you are closing your eyes and sit straight. And then he is saying, as you close your eyes, as you sit straight, you are noticing that you are taking full control on your thoughts. Did you also notice that now you are breathing slow? You are actually breathing slow. ऐसे बोलते हैं ना guided meditation. तो अगर आप नहीं भी कर रहे हो वो सब उस वक्त अगर आप ऐसे नहीं भी सोच रहे हो, what this meditator is doing or what this guide is doing is he or she is using hypnotic language patterns. और hypnotic language patterns में क्या होता है? You get into a state of trance, momentary trance. उस टाइम पे आपके ऊपर आपका कोई कंट्रोल रहता ही नहीं. Somebody else takes control of it. It's like all of a sudden somebody may tell you that you are an idiot. And now you forgot everything. How come this guy can tell me idiot? मैं idiot हूँ, मैं idiot दिख रहा हूँ. How is it possible? So you forget everything because you start believing that am I an idiot? How come this guy tells me I am an idiot? है ना? आप कोई judgment भी तब इस टाइम पे यूज नहीं कर. You are only telling yourself, if that guy is telling me idiot, probably I am an idiot. Now I am challenging it. You forget everything. So what happens? I'm just coming how I'm connecting this to excuses. You know, every excuse that you have, you are spelling that spell on you. You yourself are hypnotizing yourself. This is the main model of Milton model language patterns or hypnotic language patterns. What he used to do with his patient is to help them come out of their own trance that they created over the years, and they're continuing using their trance and they're continuing living in their life exactly the same way. Many of these trance states are created by the words that we use while communicating. You know, every word that you learn till date is backed by a story. So if you are aware of, say, 5,000 words, there are 5,000 stories which happened in your life. Some event happened in your life and you related yourself with that story, and that is how you store the meaning of that word. That is what distortion is all about. For example, inspiration, motivation and encouragement. इन तीनों का अर्थ almost same है. इन तीनों का feelings भी almost same है, but you know they are not the same. So motivation for you may not be the same for the other person. So like if, as we are 19 people sitting in this room right now, when I'm using the word motivation, you are experiencing motivation as per your own definition of motivation. When I am saying inspiration, you are experiencing inspiration as per your definition of inspiration. It was feeling. It was not something tangible. It is not like that, this is a highlighter. इसको highlighter बोलते हैं. All the feelings that you have are your own experiences. Something happened somewhere around you in your childhood by the time you were 6 years young. All the words, like most of the words that you are using in your vocabulary today, you learned all of them, most of them by the time you are 6 years of age. Rest you just added up as you studied. Like आपको पता नहीं था there is something called cell, आपको पता नहीं there is something called a battery, or maybe some electronic item, maybe some specific scientific words. For example, you may not be aware of philosophy by the time you are 6 years of age. You may not be aware of, say, what is sex. You may not be aware of what is, say, mitochondria. You may not be aware of what is nucleus. You may not be aware of what is atom, what is molecule. You learned all those extra words as you studied. But to express yourself, to express your thoughts, whatever words you need, you already have those words by the time you are 6 years of age. These also include the feelings. For example, the word problem has a different definition for different person. That's why whenever you use the word problem in any communication, the person who is in the communication, they experience the word of the problem as per his own experience of problem. So like when somebody comes to you with a problem, you just replace the word problem with some other word. For example, challenge. Like wherever I use the word challenge in this presentation, Brian Tracy used the word problem or difficulty. I replace the word problem, the word difficulty with the word challenge. So it's not appearing to you as a problem. It's not appearing to you as a difficulty anymore. It is just appearing to you as a challenge. Because har shabd ka alag meaning. So all the words, that you are using, all the excuses that you are using so far to achieve those big dreams that you want to achieve, they are all magic words, magic spells that you spelled on yourself. आपने खुद अपने आप को बोला कि ये मेरे से अभी पॉसिबल नहीं है. I cannot do it because of this, 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 and all those reasons come up, and you continue into staying into the trance state. That trance state is called excusitis. Okay, so you won't find it in any other book, don't worry. Didn't Napoleon Hill talk about it like this? Neither Charles Schwartz talked about it like this in his book, Magic of Thinking Big. Neither Brian Tracy talked about it in his book, Magic of Master Your Time, Master Your Life. ये पिनाकी का किताब से है. Okay, so you don't need to agree with this, by the way. What you need to do is, with this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself? That is the question you should ponder upon. Nothing else. You don't need to take my words. कि पिनाकी ने जो बोला ये बिल्कुल सही है. I just connected it with neuro-linguistic programming. I connected it with Milton model language patterns. I connected it with hypnotic language patterns. I connected it with hypnosis. I connected it with state of trance. I connected it with something called trance derivative state. This is what Milton model is all about. This is what hypnotism is all about. And I connected it with the word excuse. Excusitis is essentially that magic spell जो आपने अपने ऊपर चलाया पहली बार और उसको चलाते रहे. We are continuing it. Every time you think about that dream, you just spell that magic word. Abracadabra, gili gili foo. So the reasons, the excuses, all those top 3 excuses that you have written on your piece of paper, those are the magic spell that you have spelled upon you, which is not allowing you to achieve your dreams. Even they are not allowing you to take the first step towards achieving your dreams. So I'm done. If you want to say anything, you can say. If you have any question, you can ask me. Though I will strongly recommend you not to ask any question. Rather, reset your mindset. Reset your mindset.
Pinaki, I don't want to just to add on what you said. While reading the magic book, I heard the same thing. What you said. We are making excuses.
Pallavi, your voice is breaking. I am unable to.
Why are you late? That my car got punctured. When you are manifesting. Hello.
Your voice was breaking, Pallavi.
Hello.
Yeah, come again.
Is it audible now?
Yeah, yes.
What you said, I'm recollecting what we heard in the magic book also. When you're making excuse, suppose you are late in some party, you don't want to attend it. I'm having.
Your voice is breaking, Pallavi. Your voice is breaking again.
Only and it's to because you're cursing yourself. That same thing is written in that magic book also. Okay, when you make excuses and
Your voice is breaking, Pallavi. Yeah, anybody else would like to say? What I was saying, that my invitation is that reset your mindset with all these new thoughts, all these new ideas. Reset your mindset and make your life amazing in every possible way. No matter what, whatever it takes. खुदा ने एक जिंदगी दिया है, and you are God's best creation. There is no doubt about it. So never say good morning. You can say great morning. Your life starts with greatness. Good का वहां पे जगह है ही नहीं. Good तो बहुत नीचे है. Your life starts with greatness. And those of you who have done NLP, you are on a journey towards infinite excellence in your life. Because NLP के जो foundation है, जिसको presuppositions of NLP बोलते हैं, उसका एक दूसरा नाम है, प्यारा सा नाम है, and that name is beliefs of excellence. So whatever belief you have so far, वो अपनी जगह पे है. When you start believing these beliefs of excellence, all those 18 ones, when you actually start believing them, you get on a journey towards infinite excellence in your life. So my strong suggestion is, those of you who haven't done NLP, better do it. And none other than our mentors, great mentors, Dr. Minosh Raderia and Pawan Bhattar. They are the best trainers of NLP right now. If you haven't done NLP, better do that from them. Thankfully, they're offering it for free. If you want a certificate, you need to pay 2,000 rupees. That's it. So if you don't want a certificate, you can still attend the training. It will transform you altogether, I guarantee. And to continue the transformation, you can continue with these sessions that we do. So this is all I have to share with you, and I just want to thank God that I got the whole session to share this with all of you tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Pinaki.
If you have to say anything, say.
Thank you,
Otherwise,
Pinaki. Good night. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you for the wonderful session,
sharing your
Pinaki.
dreams. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Goodbye,
you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.